Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. 3 Hues Painting Studio. Come paint, sip, and party at 3 Hues. Visit our website today at 3hueshouston.com.
Welcome back to another episode of Intermission. I am your host, Jarvis Ziggy Newsom. You can find me all across the social media platforms at Ziggy Numbnuts, ZIGGYNUMBNUTS. And my co-host next to me, the bass Johnny Cage, Howard Jerome.
Yo, what up, everybody? Happy Monday. You can find me on Instagram at Howard_Jerome or catch me on Facebook at Howard Jerome or catch me outside, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, right. Hey, I think she just went to jail or some shit.
Yeah, nah, she got 5 years probation because she's only 14. I saw that shit. It was hilarious, man.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
For art, she got Grand Theft Auto, something, a bunch of like money laundering and some bullshit. Like, you're 14 years old, man. Stop living that Grand Theft Auto lifestyle, dog.
Right. Oh,
yeah,
man.
how was the weekend?
Man, this weekend was crazy. Here's the crazy thing. I really didn't want to watch much TV.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Sometimes you got to take a break.
Yeah.
And watch YouTube instead.
Luckily, this the movie summer series is starting to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I guess we got some hoodies going on.
I guess so.
Nice. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the summer's starting to slow down a little bit, but fuck these TV shows.
Man.
Whoa.
Okay. Let me start off like this.
What up, Erlene?
What's up, Erlene? First off, I'm going to talk about this movie. I don't want to spend no more than 90 seconds on it.
That might be a little too much.
Right. The Dark Tower. Don't go see
it. Even Fire Stick?
Honestly, this was...
He got like a 19 on Rotten Tomatoes. I saw that shit.
Dude, this was one of the... And I wanted this... Because like I said, I read the book when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted this to be a great movie.
Dude, I told you it looked like it was going to be bad, especially with Idris saying he killed with his heart. I was like, bro.
I think it's a lot to do with the direction.
Mm-hmm.
That's the feel for it.
But historically... young adult series hardly ever adapt well to movies.
True.
I mean, Hunger Games did pretty well, but then you have
with the
Maze Runner, Divergent series. You've got the City of Bones. Yeah. All these these great book series that are written for young adults and people that
right,
who just like adventure and fantasy and shit. But
yes, Erlene, I'm serious. It was just
you had to you couldn't have had much faith in it. Like you have two really great movie stars and then a lead who's relatively unknown with a young adult novel.
And I'm not even sure about the director. I meant to look up the director because I can't see him having a lot of work before this because it just felt clunky.
Yeah, I mean it's a shit thing to do to a Stephen King novel, especially because we've got It on the horizons,
right?
And
we've had really good adaptations from Stephen King, The Green Mile.
But we've had some shit too, The Fog. Yeah. I mean, The Mist, whatever it's called.
Well, The Mist was actually
the movie sucked.
The Mist was decent.
I saw it when I was like 14. That movie sucked. The
Mist was decent. I think the thing that hurts The Mist is the graphics.
No, I don't think they did the story very well either. But
What's up, Jordan? Thanks for checking us out, man. Jordan, I know he just checked out Game of Thrones, the first season, over the weekend. Mm-hmm. So he's working on catching up. So definitely props to Jordan.
A lot of catching up to, but holy shit, it's so worth it. And we'll get more into this a little bit later. But last night's episode was the shit.
All right. So props to the Hargroves, because S over at All Things Beauty, that's her significant other, and they hit me up. Hey, we got questions. I'm like, hey, this is what I do. This is what I do.
Anytime you got questions about any movie or anything at all, just
hit us up.
We see all that shit.
Right.
Got no choice. I constantly, last week I went to go see Annabelle. We'll get into that too, but Annabelle Creation.
Right. Yeah, we're going to get into that in a second. Now I'm going to hit a topic we don't normally talk about, and that's animation. Because I've been watching Legends of Chamberlain Heights, the second season. Gosh, this season, they are. It's Legends of Chamberlain Heights. If raunchy, raucous, that type of comedy doesn't appeal to you, this is not your type of cartoon.
Yeah, you were telling me a little bit about it. So go ahead and give a quick overview about what it's about and all that.
Focuses on these three teenagers who are the bench warmers for the basketball team in the high school. What's up, Nye? And it's just all their different adventures. One of the teenagers is white, but he wants to be black. So, he constantly walks around like, what's up, my nigga? And they smack him every time. So, look, even Nano's legend. But they smack him every time he says, what's up, my nigga?
Yeah.
It's just like that.
What station is it on?
Adult Swim.
Dude, I gotta go ahead and get the Fire Stick. I just stream it.
Yeah. Just go to Fire Stick and look it up, and it'll be right there.
Yeah, see, we're talking about animation. I really wish you would take a look at Rick and Morty, because
I'm probably right to that after Legends, because also over the weekend, and I saw the first episode. I plan on finishing it this week. Was Voltron season 3, and the animation is so crisp with it. That is I'm glad Netflix is picking up, because they also have Castlevania.
Yeah, I saw it. They got actually a pretty
nice
selection of animation,
and original stuff from them. So I'm going to check out Castlevania and finish season 3 of Voltron. But Legends comes first, and then I probably start working on Rick and Morty. How many seasons of Rick and Morty do I have to go
it's on the third season. It just actually.
Okay, well, yeah.
I think it's like the 5th episode right now. Everybody out there that's listening, actually, I want y'all to drop us a line. Let us know if you guys watch animation, which ones y'all watching, specifically the adult ones. Like, if it's not like Family Guy level funny or
anime, because speaking of, I think bloody, we got anime fan that just joined us.
Oh yeah, what's up, Jada? Yeah, anime fans out there, but I need to change it up a little bit. TV shows are starting to wind down. My Sunday mornings are already booked full with Game of Thrones and Ballers, but funny cartoons, I'm always down.
And like I said, I like the American animes, which is Voltron and the Castlevania. Hey, I give Netflix their props. They're reviving and getting their own American anime going. And so that's the big thing with anime, too. You got a lot of people who say subs before dubs.
It took me a second to grab what that meant, yeah.
Right. And I'm a subs before dubs. But if it's actual...
Oh, hell no, dude. Dubs are so much more funny. It's so much more funny. Hearing like the bad English.
Oh, that's cool.
It's great. I don't even watch anime that much, but the Dragon Ball Z episodes, I watch that dub. That shit's hilarious.
Yeah. Adriana, what's up? I know you're probably tuning in for Game of Thrones. Make sure you check out the full episode, because we're actually going to have a little bit of spoilers with this one.
Yeah, this episode was way too intense.
We had too much to talk about. So that's actually going to be later on in the episode once the full episode drops.
Hell yeah.
Oh, all right. So you went to go see Annabelle recently. Annabelle Creation.
Dog. Okay. So I like scary movies. Typically, they don't do shit for me, and I'm pretty sure this will be dropped in the line. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I jumped really bad in one scene.
What?
I've never seen any of the Annabelle movies, right? And I don't fuck with dolls, because I was tortured as a child with the movie
clowns.
It.
Clowns.
Yeah. But so I didn't know really what to expect, and I've seen I was not scared. I was shocked. There's a difference. I'm a grown ass man. I don't get scared. But so just some backstory. This is the origin story of Annabelle and all that. So I went in not knowing what to expect, and I looked on Rotten Tomatoes to see what's going on and everything in terms of how the previous movies did. Because if you know anything about horror movies, my rules are that if it's PG-13, I don't go see it because it's going to be a waste of time.
Right.
You can't scare somebody with a PG-13 movie. And typically I look for something in the 60 to 70 range because horror movies don't really do all that well. And most of the horror movies these days have been all like gruesome torture porn and fuck all that. I'm not a fan of that. But this movie actually had great story, great plot, and I'm sure if you guys seen the other two, it's a demon that's fucking with him. And the demon had so much character. It was awesome. He freaked me out at one scene, and then he actually fucks with the characters throughout. So I would recommend going to see
now I want to
this.
see it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I saw the first two, and I was thinking to myself, how can we get a third one?
Yeah.
But I guess it's going back to the actual demon.
Yeah, so it has all right, so I watched the first one over the weekend, and the first one is shot really grainy.
Yeah.
Kind of how like they did with Blair Witch when they're talking about the family, the paranormal investigators and all that, and the family that's in the haunting and all that. And like backstory, I actually researched it into it too. It's the family that they're talking about, the husband and wife, they actually go through. They're real people. They actually did this, and they even have ties to like the Amityville Horror and all these other like movies, these horror movies that go out to like the Sundance Film Festival.
Are you talking about like the husband and wife from The Conjuring?
Yeah. So they actually have a lot of books and movies that are written about them and all their investigations. Because they're a real couple from the 70s.
Yeah. Now that I do know. I forgot their names.
And so the first one and the second one pretty much just follows them, but this one has nothing to do with them at all. It just starts off creepy, tells you about.
Well, the second one doesn't follow them.
Oh, it doesn't. I thought I could have sworn the second one they had them in there.
No.
Okay, I've seen like bits and pieces.
I think they show up at a part of a scene.
Yeah, because there's one scene I know where like the husband like walks by and like the red face pops up behind him or something like that.
Yeah, and that's it. Like I said, they don't talk about it too much. They're not in them too much.
Mm-hmm. Well, good. My issue with the first one though is it was a little boring, a little.
It was,
and it's not as suspenseful. So there's still jump scares and everything, but this one's actually suspenseful.
I think, and it seems like they keep going back in time for them, which is what I like. But I will go ahead and take a pause for a second because this portion of the show is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33% don't pay their bills on time, and 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month. 39% of adults say they don't have enough savings. Don't become one of these statistics because, like I said, you're probably confused right now. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your own complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or email at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask today how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services.
Hell yeah. So all in all, go see Annabelle Creation. It's fucking dope.
I think I'll check it out.
Yeah,
although Jada said you were scared, I'm still tripping off that. Oh, that's a good one.
You know how girls are, man. They always want to.
Did she jump?
Trying to play you. She'll say she didn't, but she definitely did. I will say this though. So the movie is very suspenseful, and it definitely got my adrenaline pumping. So there's some it fucks with you a whole lot more than the first one does. Because the first one just lacked suspense.
Yeah.
And when you thought a jump scare was coming, there was a jump scare coming.
Right.
This one doesn't do that.
Cool.
So I mean, there'll be times where like the doll will just sit there
I
and
think,
not do anything.
I think one of the best things right now we saw one of the best executions of this earlier this summer, just last month, is that less is more. You don't need to do all this and all that to make the story pop.
Exactly. You just have a good story, have some good acting.
And sometimes you don't need that much of a script.
Yeah.
Like I said, Dunkirk is still one of my top movies.
Let the actors act.
So, I mean, that's that.
But one of the things that we need to hit on before we fade back out from Facebook Live is most disliked movie characters.
Most disliked movies. I meant to do that topic too. Like I said, it's been a crazy weekend.
Yeah. So this is what we want to do. We want to take a survey, and we'll leave it for next week. Drop us a line throughout the week, and we'll remind you guys who are some of y'all's most disliked movie characters.
Right.
Yeah.
And, like, I'll put a different character up every day, and you can agree, or you can tell someone that, you may say is worse than that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just curious to see,
Because you know who one of mine is?
Pee Wee Herman.
Dumbridge.
Who?
The Professor Umbridge.
Umbridge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's fucking terrible.
Yes.
But I feel like that's a cop out character. I want somebody to dig deep, find like one of these like something from your childhood to ruin your childhood type characters. You know, something just from way out of left field that makes you think about it. You're like, man, that person was garbage. Dude.
Farouk Assault.
Who?
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I want it now.
Yeah.
I hated her. I don't like kids anyway, and I really hated that one.
Oh my god. See, for me though, in that movie series, because it wouldn't even be the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It'd be Johnny Depp, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, like the title character in that shit. Cause that creeped me out, dude.
Well,
his ultra white teeth and.
But that's how he was in the book. In the book, he's creepy. He's not that fun.
Yeah. He's
creepy. But we're gonna have to go ahead and bring this Facebook Live to a close. We want to thank everybody for joining us. Jada, Adriana, Erlene, Nye, Jordan, everybody. You know, make sure, well, I'm pretty sure you guys subscribe to it, but get out. Tell people about this. Tell them to go to www.thesphere.tv and they can go to iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Stitcher. And if they go to iTunes, they can actually give us feedback. They can tell us, what's going on, what do we like. They can tell us some characters they don't like in movies. Because after we do the movies, we'll talk about TV shows. Or like I said, they could just say, you know what? We need to beige Johnny Cage to grow his beard back.
Bro. I don't know. I'm liking, not having
right.
So much.
It's so liberating.
My son, he kind of is pissed off because he looks at me and he's like, he has nothing to grab onto now. Right. He's like, where did half your face go? but it's good, man.
But also, like I said, share this. You see this on our Facebook profiles, share it. It helps us get more numbers out, and it helps us, get more input from you guys. We want your friends to know about this. Your friend may have a movie that you disagree with. Y'all can air that beef out with us. We're just going to watch and eat popcorn, but
I love playing mediator.
Man, that is pretty dope.
I like to be an instigator at times, And
last but not least, donate. www.thesphere.tv/donate. You can do it one time, or you can go on Patreon and go on a monthly donation.
Don't be afraid of commitment.
Yes. Because that helps us help you. I mean, like I said, we're going to we're going to get another movie with all of us going together. Heck, we might actually have something for the Game of Thrones season finale.
After this bullshit from Jada, we're going to actually have to go and see it. Devil's Advocate, yeah, whatever. Either one. I like to instigate and play Devil's Advocate, but we're gonna have to go to it. And I want to prove to y'all fans that I don't get scared easily. I'm a grown ass man.
Yeah, but it is.
I just jump sometimes because I like to protect the people around me from monsters. Because I'm big as fuck.
But thanks for checking us out. Make sure you tune in tomorrow on any one of the subscriptions. Like I said, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, or Stitcher, for the full episode where we will be talking about Game of Thrones in this recent episode.
And there will be a heated debate because me and him are definitely polarized on this episode for some things. But y'all want to definitely tune in. We got more great content coming up. So check us out later on this week. Get the whole episode.
Right. Thanks for checking us out. But dude, okay, so I only got one episode left of Ozark. Mm-hmm. Have you gotten to episode 7?
I'm on episode 5. I got wrapped up doing some shit, but
okay.
I'm going to finish it.
I'll put out this. There's a moment in episode 7. You're going to text me.
Okay.
You're going to text me.
All right. So I might watch a few episodes tonight then, because one of the things that I like the most about this is that the show picked up so quickly. It's very similar to like Breaking Bad. Yeah. And one of the things that people had complaints about with Breaking Bad was that it moved too slowly for them, right?
Right.
And then, but this show is like Breaking Bad in like the first 2 or 3 seasons in one episode.
Dude, the first episode is just mind-boggling. And we talked a little bit about last week. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I wanted to finish this season, but it was just a lot to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but now we get a little downtime, and Ozark is definitely one of these shows that you got to watch. Actually, on Sunday, I was out at my sister-in-law's birthday, and we were just talking about different shows on Netflix. And I was thinking about it. I was like, there's so many good shows on Netflix. But the one I kept coming back to was like, yo, if you want to start a new one, though, you got to watch Ozark.
And props to you and one of our listeners, Latanya. she actually hit me up on Facebook and posted it on my wall. What do you think about Ozark? I'm loving this show.
Yeah.
And I was like, I haven't checked it out yet. And she did it like, she got the notification like right after it dropped. And she started watching it then. Then that's how I started watching.
I've gotten so many different demographics of people who were just saying, because I mean, people know that I do this podcast and everything. They were like, "Yo, Ozark." Yo, even people I had getting like numbers from coworkers who I don't have in my phone saying, "Yo, you need to watch Ozark." Stuff getting around the office. I was like,
I'm more concerned how you got this number.
Yeah, like, dude, don't look me up on the directory to talk to me about TV shows. You don't know me like that, player.
but make sure you tune in.
Yeah. Go ahead and subscribe though, and
get these numbers.
Send me some money, but tell me about TV shows. I don't even have you on Facebook, man. It's not official. but yeah, dog. So
it's definitely worth it. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna try to. Well, I gotta work. Probably by Wednesday, I'm gonna have it finished.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up a few more episodes tonight though. But there's. That's all I can say. It's just so much TV to catch up on.
It really is.
And one of the things I wanted to start talking about, I know we got Insecure on the list too, but Ballers, bro.
Well, I actually didn't get to see neither one.
Oh, man. Dude, okay, so I went back, and I know we actually talked about this too last week when we were talking about seeing like The Rock's limits.
Yeah.
I think that might have just been a bad episode for him, okay?
Last week?
That episode.
Yeah.
Because this episode from last night, we actually see a side of The Rock that we don't see much, and that's like him getting pissed off and frustrated about things to the point where, so just to recap to catch people up, Vernon is embroiled in this social media campaign with his this marijuana company.
Right.
And Spencer and Joe want him to separate from it, right? So Spencer's also trying to broker this deal with the NFL, trying to get this team over in Vegas, trying to transfer an NFL team to Vegas, and he's trying to handle that. And Joe's supposed to be in charge of getting this whole Vernon situation taken care of. Right. And we also, of course, you got what's his name? Ricky Jarrett
with the gambling problem.
With the gambling problem, but also his jump off being pregnant, right? So these are the three stories that they focus on this week. And so while Spencer's going here doing this, because there's some stuff that comes up with him from his past, with past interview and everything, pissing off somebody who's basically a gatekeeper. And he's starting to see that, he's charismatic and all this stuff, and he's got a few people on him, but some of his past is coming back to haunt him, and it's actually putting roadblocks for him with the NFL. It's not even politics anymore. It's the NFL that's blocking him. Right. And so he's having some issues with that. So he's pissed off and all this stuff, trying to figure out this stuff while he's over in Oakland and everything. And Joe's over here dropping the ball. So him and Reggie go to this. So Reggie's trying to convince him that this $150,000 deal that Vernon's got is great. It's they're focused on CBDs and not THC. All this stuff is therapeutic. He needs to be on this and everything like that. Blah blah blah. So Joe goes with him, and we all know Joe's a fucking degenerate.
Pretty much.
That boy likes his drugs and his partying. So
every vice we can think of, that's what he likes.
And exactly what you think happens is that he goes out and parties just a little too much, all for the sake of this advertisement. But while we're thinking about advertising, let's go ahead and talk about how you guys can get on the Sphere and promote your business. This portion of the show is actually sponsored by us at the Sphere. Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with our strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv.
Dope. Let's check it out.
We're probably not going to drop you $150,000 just to say hi for a 30-second video like they did for Vernon, but we got a lot of people that are following us and definitely can get your brand promoted. So check that out. But
worldwide.
Ballers definitely didn't disappoint.
Okay.
And I actually can say this, man. So I started going back over watching the previous two seasons. Yeah. And season 2 up until I think maybe yesterday wasn't my favorite season, but it's just too short for me. 30-minute episodes. This is just as soon as it starts getting juicy,
cuts on you. I think you're gonna ask a lot for them Rock to do an hour show.
Dog. I mean, he's got movies and shit.
Yeah, and then he can go do something else.
Yeah, true. I mean, they say he's one of the most hardworking men in Hollywood. So I don't doubt it. That dude's everywhere.
Because I know he just finished up a movie and is already moving on to another set of another movie.
Dude, and then filming this short film for Siri.
Right.
Talking about how he's doing all this shit. So I was like, I get it, man.
Here's a little news I found out. Get Out is the most profitable movie of 2017.
Yeah.
But it made, 625% of what it took to make it.
Yeah, that's crazy. It just goes to show you how far a good story goes. We preach about that all the time, but
good story, and you don't need a lot of money.
Like, and then you didn't even use a bunch of like well-known actors.
Right.
Like the main guy. The only thing I know him from is Black Mirror, from one episode of Black Mirror. So,
right.
And now he's on that Jay-Z music video. So
with the girls from Insecurity.
Yeah. So but it's cool though to see
quality stories. Getting their props.
It's going to be good, too, to see what he's going to produce out for us in the next coming years. Because, he's doing a whole series on this. So, oh, man. It was such a great fucking movie. I think it's still one of my favorite movies. So
it was definitely one of the better movies of the year.
Absolutely. So what did you get a chance to actually watch over the weekend?
Well, y'all heard me in the beginning talk about Dark Tower.
Yeah, but I mean, what good did you get to watch? Not garbage, man.
We're finna take the next 10 minutes to talk about this. So, I'm gonna tell you right now, this next segment, the next 10 minutes, we're probably about to have some spoilers.
Yes.
And that is because of the 4th episode of the 7th season of Game of Thrones. My gosh, this was an intense episode.
Everybody just looks so scared in this show.
And
in this episode, in this screenshot, and they have reason to.
It's like they waiting to see what the fuck else is about to happen.
Yeah,
because for them, it seems like, all right, we're gonna do this. No, we're gonna do this.
You know what that's a scene from, though, right?
What?
That's when the Greyjoy ship.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
they're right here waiting. They see the Greyjoy ship coming back because of everything that happened.
She wasn't there when Greyjoy pulled up.
Yes, she was. They just walked out of the cave.
No, because remember when Theon asked where was she, and they was like, she's gone.
Oh fuck, you're right. Yeah,
that was when they were just walking out of the cave, fresh out of the cave. That's when that was.
Okay. Well, let's back up a little bit. All right, so before we even get into that shit, when we looked at the clip, all right, so I've noticed that we all know that they dropped little hints, right? But they gave a little bit too much in like the opener when they were going through like previously on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
First scene they have is they show Ned Stark and they show that fucking Valyrian steel dagger.
Yeah.
And I remember looking over at Jada saying, "Yo, that dagger's important. Like you need to stick to this, right?"
Right.
And then they opened up with fucking Bran Stark.
Oh man,
dude,
I gotta say, I didn't like Bran a lot of the other seasons.
Well, because he was just sniveling, little
and now
coward.
Like
or not even coward. He's just a cripple who couldn't do anything to contribute to the thing.
Right.
And that's all they play with. I'm a cripple. I can't do anything.
Not only that, I'm like, you're a lot of cause for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And then the funny part, I saw a meme was like, the look on your face when you realize that Bran is just watching the Game of Thrones like the rest of us. Because I mean, he's seen what happened. He knows what's happening. He's just like.
He even says in the show, he's like, I've seen many things.
So he's just watching the Game of Thrones now.
It's cool though to see like his character slowly change from being Bran. Like, he even mentions in this show, he's like, I was Bran Stark. I remember being Bran Stark.
But I remember so much more now.
Yeah, and him just seeing becoming the 3-eyed Raven. So his character's gonna. I think they're showing us little bits and pieces of his character, but I think it's gonna be just like Sam, where they play a pivotal role.
Yeah, I think
they're gonna have such a developed story, but they're gonna.
I think
be that linchpin.
Bran is gonna let it out probably at the end of this season. Someone's gonna say something about Jon, and like he's our brother, and Bran's gonna be like, no, he's not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's gonna be the bombshell.
Well, the thing is that we want to be brother, be cousin. Yeah, he's our cousin. But I think it's gonna be out. You think he's gonna let it come to him? I think he's gonna let Daenerys and Jon Snow get it on. I think he's got a little twisted sense of humor going on too.
I don't think there is no emotion in that kid right now.
It's twisted, man.
You saw how
deadpan.
You saw how it was when Arya. Oh, never mind that Arya returned to Winterfell as well.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have the legitimate Starks all in Winterfell for the first time since the season opener.
Yeah,
series opener.
And not only that, but this is the first time that Sansa and Arya have seen each other since they're split. And remember, they left on bad terms. Sansa was on the list,
right?
And Arya in this episode definitely solidified herself as one of my favorite characters on here.
I liked her a lot more.
My god! Yeah. And it's funny seeing because one of the things that happens is very symbolic of when they're in their tomb of their past coming before. You know that because of their differences in their personality, Sansa always wanted to be a Lady Stark and everything that's
a queen or someone's a lady or something like that.
Exactly. And then Arya always wanted to be a warrior. Like just seeing them come together and like being like, all right, yeah. So you had a hard time, I've had a hard time. We'll go ahead and hash it out. But Arya also makes that mention that I got this list, and Sansa's kind of like,
yeah, okay.
List. And she's like, yeah, I kill people. And they kind of had that awkward like,
yeah, right.
And then Sansa like looks at her again, and Arya looks at her again.
And then there's like, oh, well, Bran's here, and she's happy. And then the look on Sansa's face like, this ain't the same Bran.
Yeah, yeah. And then they go out there, and that part was interesting. I mean,
because he was like, I thought you was going to King Landing. Why would she go to King Landing? Cersei's on her list.
Yeah, and she's kind of like, what? And then he hands her over the dagger.
And he handed it over so casually. That was so cool. He was like, it don't matter.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't want it.
I'm a cripple. It just looks all vacant and everything. But the biggest part for me, one of the coolest scenes in this was seeing her fight
Brienne.
Yeah, but see, I like to call her General Phantasm. From because I mean, we'll see her too in December.
In Phasma, yeah, Captain Phasma.
Captain Phasma, that's what it is. Yeah, but seeing her fight, because it's like Sansa and Littlefinger are watching her, and she's kind of like, you see it in her eyes, she's kind of like giggling and shit. She's like, yeah, I want to fight you. You're a huge knight and all this shit.
Well, like she said, they didn't beat the Hound.
Yeah,
right. So that was her big thing. This is the one who beat a woman who beat the Hound.
But talk about crazy though. You can see it in her eyes that Arya's been to some fucked up places, and that's
true.
What kind of sets Sansa off because she's sitting here fighting and doing.
I don't think that's that. You know what I think it is? I think it's jealousy.
No, dude. All right, so they emphasized the list many times,
right?
But the thing is that Arya and Sansa never talked about where they came from or like what their journey was,
right?
And I think Sansa, because if you look at Sansa, she had kind of like, to me it looked like there was terror in her eyes, and then Peter Baelish had kind of like a look of amusement, and I think his amusement was coming from the irony of her using the dagger that was almost used to kill Bran.
Yeah.
But you see her dancing one in that water style that she was being taught,
right,
with this little sword that her dad gave her, and she's fighting and may or may not have won against Brienne Tarth, who was supposed to be protecting all of them,
right,
in this impromptu training session, and then she's kind of amused by this whole fight, not even scared. And she's like, Brienne even asked her, like, "Where'd you learn that move from?" And she's like, no one. And then gives her this little crooked smile.
And see, like I said, I think it's more like just because Arya's so much more now than what she was when she left. Bran is so much more now than when he left. Jon is so much more now than when she left. And Sansa, the most she's done is grow up.
No, but Sansa is... I think that takes away from Sansa, though, because she's definitely had an extremely rough life. Now she is literally, even though it's may or may not be temporary, she has gotten to the position that she wants to be in. And
right. Oh no, I don't
Lady
think
of Winterfell.
I don't think
she's
it's
in control.
I don't think it's the whole roughness part. I think it's the fact how much everyone has changed.
But I think that takes away from her own character development because she's changed a lot too. She went from being this whiny little girl who felt sorry for herself to all of a sudden now she's like, I mean, for lack of a better description, kind of like Cersei.
Right.
But not as ruthless, not as jaded yet.
She's not ruthless, not jaded, but she's got the Littlefinger influence.
But she's aware that who Littlefinger is.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think she's jealous because she's able to read people. And if you look at the response for like when they're talking about Bran, she's like, "Oh, that came from Lord Baelish. He doesn't give you anything unless he wants something in return.
Right.
There's something that this is tied to something." And it's like she's very.
But you also know how Bran
way.
Shut her down. Was like it doesn't matter though.
Yeah.
So I think, like I said, she's holding. I think she stayed in King's Landing too long.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like I said, everyone's changed so much more than she has. She's changed, but everyone has changed a bit more.
So I think they've just become more of themselves, and I think that's what she's seeing because Arya, as a child, wanted to be a warrior.
Right.
Bran, well, we don't know what the fuck he wanted to be, but Bran...
He wanted to climb shit.
That's
not happening.
Bran wanted to climb shit, now he's a raven. whatever, close enough.
He can fly.
Yeah, but she always wanted to play the royal game, and she's playing the royal game. She's got someone influential and crooked, Peter Baelish.
So that makes you wonder though. Well, you think she's gonna turn?
No, but I don't think she's gonna give up power. I never thought she was.
Well, like I
think
said,
she'll become Warden of the North though once it's found out that Jon Snow is their cousin and that he's gonna start begging his aunt wife. That's not, I'm telling you, I think it's gonna happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I think it is.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
But that also brings us to one of the most intense battle scenes.
One of the most intense. And like I said, you can argue with me on this on Facebook. I have no problem with this argument. It is not the best battle of the series.
But
it is an intense battle.
And when we're talking about these things, and this makes me want to shout out another one of our sponsors. This portion of the show is sponsored by Three Hues. Come paint, sip, and party at Three Hues. Join a party or book your own private event for kids or adults. Let Three Hues help you create your masterpiece on canvas, step by step. A painting party is perfect for any occasion. A church function, wedding showers, team building, Girl Scouts earning their badge, date night, birthdays, or any time you just want to have fun. Ask them about their summer camp programs, kids club, special events, and wine glass painting events. Did we mention that Three Hues is mobile too? Yes, you can go to the studio or they can come to you. Visit their website today, 3hueshouston.com.
Speaking of painting and stuff, that was pretty cool when John showed her the paintings in a cave.
Yeah.
With the first men and the children.
Now, the funny thing to me is that when they started showing all the glyphs and everything, and you start seeing that the White Walkers, when they're leaving these dead bodies around, are using the same patterns that are
the first children were using.
Yeah, and it will be interesting to see what those actually mean.
I don't know, but remember, Bran saw it. Mm-hmm. You know, we all know how the White Walkers how they came to be.
Yeah, with the dragon glass being stuck into a Stark, first off.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing is that. So, if you think about Jon's character is actually the most complex character on here. He's a Targaryen who literally is the person who should be king, but he's also a Stark who is a descendant from the White Walkers, the Night King, and also looked at as being a bastard.
I also tell everybody, I believe, the name of the series was A Song of Fire and Ice. Mm-hmm. I say, that's not a song. That's
the son.
That's Jon.
Yeah.
We're talking about Jon Snow.
And the funny thing is that in any way that you look at this, like this title, it applies to him because he was killed by these people who live in the ice towers and is brought to life by a fire god,
a fire priestess,
and is a descendant of the Night King. Who now I don't know if you saw this. I can't remember if I tagged you in this or not. But J.R.R. Martin let this thing go last week on an interview where he was talking about like the different. I think they're called rights, right, or whites.
Yeah, the fire whites.
Yeah, see the fire whites. And so the thing is that. They're essentially zombies, but how the Night King actually could be a priest to the other god, the opposing god of what's his name, Rolar, the fire god, for all of the people of Atlantis.
Because like there's ice, the White Walkers and the whites. Dondarrion himself, Beric Dondarrion, the one who's been brought back like about 6 or 7 times, could be a white of fire.
Yeah, because his traveling companion is a red priest, and he brings him back. He brought him back by accident. And there's even a battle scene when Dondarrion is fighting the Hound in season 3, where his sword Lightbringer catches on fire with his blood. Yeah. So the prevailing theory right now is that because the myth goes that the Lightbringer will destroy the Night King. But what if it's actually going to be a war of zombies? Lightbringer being the zombies that are on the fire side, and the White Walkers and the Rights being on the ice side. They already call the others.
But the Hound, I think, has such an important role. Because, the last time we saw him, he was looking into the fire, and he was seeing shit.
Yeah. So so you know who Lady Stoneheart is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Lady Stoneheart, for you guys who don't know, is Catelyn Stark being brought back to life by Dondarrion. He passes on this gift to him. So they're not going to put that in the show.
No, because it was just too. They didn't have enough.
Yeah, they don't have enough of
money and time.
But what I think is going to happen is they're going to patch it over with the Hound, and he's going to be the one that gets resurrected. And that may be how he plays into this, because now you see that 2 episodes ago where he's looking into the fire and starting to say, "Oh, I see this, that, and the other, whatever."
I think that might happen because the one little thing that sort of snuck past. I don't like reading the spoilers and stuff, but I understand that the Hound and the Mountain will fight.
God damn it, I'm looking forward to that. Could you imagine the Mountain being resurrected by the Night King? Dude, that would be intense.
But the Hound being resurrected by, I forgot the priest's name.
Whatever.
Like
that guy.
I was
that
good.
Guy.
I was good with the banner without. I was good with names, but I knew because I know it's Beric Dondarrion, who's the guy who they've been bringing back.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not that important.
And it's actually really right there. I can see it right now. But, anyways,
this fight scene,
Thoros Amir.
There you go.
Thoros Amir. That's what it is.
But I gotta say though, this good job, dude. This fight scene though from last night's episode, by far, one of the top 3. I
top
agree
3.
with you.
It's top 3. It's top 3. I will put it there.
But it's definitely one of the most intense. And one of the things is that, and we're not going to spoil the very ending for you, but we do get to see this dragon in action.
And the Dothraki.
Oh, in the Dothraki.
And even
finally.
Now, King Robert said this: "You do not fight the Dothraki in an open field."
No, and they're fighting in a grass field, and part of what they say is that the grass ocean or whatever it's called, they worship a grass god, a horse god. Why would you fight them there?
King Robert said this: "You do not fight the Dothraki in an open field." And what does the Lannister army decide to try and do? Fight the Dothraki.
They had plenty of time to run away, plenty of time. But you know what though? When you're trying to get your sister wife and pay off her debts. It's blinding, right?
Oh gosh! Oh, we're not going to tell you the ending. It's just
it gets pretty intense pretty quickly, but we get to see a lot of things in play, and this is one of those times where we get to see 2 major characters with Jaime Lannister and Daenerys going head to head. It's suspenseful. And
honestly, I think it's set up. I think we're going to have a lot to go on this next episode.
There's a lot coming, a whole lot coming. Yeah, and I know now this is something that me and you would definitely disagree on. Like, so Jarvis believes that Daenerys is actually starting to lose her shit.
I won't say lose her. She's starting to move dangerously close to sounding like her father.
And I think that she's changing for the game, and it's not a fundamental change. I think she's evolving to what it is, because if you think about it, Tyrion said to her, "You're welcome to the big game." Like, she's here, and she has her council of people who are telling her one thing, and we see in last week's episode that she lost major players, Lady Tyrell, Greyjoy chick, the people over from Dorne. Yeah. All 3 of these women who were helping to guide her are gone based off of a clever man's strategy. True. And she was told by Lady Tyrell to be a dragon, and we see her be a dragon. And I think now what it is that she's embracing that. She doesn't. I don't know if necessarily she's being crazy, but she's fighting Cersei.
Yeah, I mean you gotta bring it to Cersei. But at the
Cersei
same time,
blew up a whole church full of people.
Right.
And said her son was a traitor because he killed himself.
Right. But at the same time, how many allies does Cersei have?
She has her allies are all fear, but Daenerys has many allies too, and we see this when at the opening of the show from yesterday, where she says, "I am free. I chose my queen."
Right.
And I choose to follow, just like everyone else chooses to follow her. That's saying a lot, because remember the thing that happened with her father. I mean, not her father. Excuse me, her grandfather.
No, it was her father.
No, Rhaegar wasn't the one who went crazy.
No, Rhaegar was her brother.
Her brother. My bad. I'm thinking of Jon still. Yeah. So the thing that happened with her father is that people follow him out of fear. That's why he was stabbed in the back, because he was putting people on fire and had this whole underground sewage place full of wildfire and
told Jaime to kill his father. Yeah, I mean, like the Mad King
burned Jon Snow's grandfather and uncles
alive, for
alive in the hallway. Now, Dany ain't doing this. She's not even close to that, because remember, like I said, she gave pause.
She's listening. Yeah. I think the thing that stops her is her council. Yeah. If she didn't have the council, she would have done it by now.
Well, but you got to think of it like this, all right? When she was going through with people from Marine and all that, we didn't see her do anything towards her. She went to go and save these people. Right. And granted, she's using them as warriors, but that's because they're choosing to do this.
Right.
Now we see she's keeping Jon Snow captive, but that's a political thing.
But remember when, like, the cities, like the slaver cities, started rising back up?
Mm-hmm.
Tierney had to stop her then because she says, I should just burn them down. She said that thing.
Yeah, but that's just the heat of the moment. And honestly, I'll put it like
But-
this, right?
but-
the one thing that happens with this show,
Yeah.
they don't play to the cop out scenario, and I think that it's kind of like a bait and switch. They want you to think that she's going crazy because that's the stories that her family goes crazy because of all the inbreeding and all that. And I think they want you to think that, but I don't think it's going to happen like that because it's too easy, it's too predictable, and let's be real. Comparing her to Cersei is if anything is more like Daenerys' dad than she is. Like she's pretty far.
Yeah.
Even her brother, he would be more like her dad than she is. Rhaegar, on the other hand,
I can't put Jamie in that.
no, not Jaime. I'm talking about Varys or whatever.
Viserys.
Yeah. Now he was crazy as shit.
Yeah, he was crazy. Yeah.
Now and then you look at Rhaegar, and Rhaegar was, according to Legend,
Was the best one.
Was the best one. He was good, peaceful, and all that. So I think she might fall in between. Like she's definitely going to be hot blooded and tempered.
Right.
But
You
I
know
don't
what?
think
I
she's
can
going to
see
burn
that.
people being
I can
alive.
see that,
Because
yeah.
we still got to go off with the fact that we got Varys from last week, who was helping to orchestrate her death. Was a traitor to her father in her eyes, and openly admitted that she gave him pardon, and even gave her a place on his council. Gave him a place on his council.
So, like I said, we'll see. I mean, it can go so many different directions.
Oh, for sure. But that's the thing about last week's episode is that, or this week's episode,
This
is that
season. That's the thing
it
about
opens
this season.
up. Yeah, it opens up so many good storylines, and they're playing them so well. Like this is actually the first one thing I like about this season better than any of those seasons is that when they're playing out the stories, it doesn't feel like they're only giving you like a timed amount, like 5 minutes. They're actually playing them out because we haven't seen the Hound in a couple episodes.
Right.
We haven't seen Sam in this episode, and it's like they're giving time to actually create the storyline. I really like
And
that.
like someone tried to say like, oh, they're pandering to TV right now. And I'm like, they're not pandering to TV. We're at the climax of this show.
Yeah.
After this, like we only got 3 more episodes this season, and then we only got 6 episodes next year, and that's it.
And who gives a shit if they're pandering to TV? It's great television.
No,
The
well,
story is great.
It's great, and it's like I said, we're at the climax. It ain't gonna be no more poetry and great monologues. Someone's like, oh, the writing's suffering. The writing's not suffering because George R. Martin is still working with the producers.
And if anything, the storylines are getting like they're coming together in an unpredictable way, and they're fitting together great. And the character development. So anybody who's saying that this show is pandering to TV, you guys are stupid.
It was a couple of articles, but you know,
I saw this thing today. Speaking of just random articles, all right. I'm not even calling him by his name, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't watch the show anyway, so it's good. But the guy I know on Facebook, and he posted this article where he said, if you're watching Game of Thrones, you're watching porno. And I kind of just like, what? This lets you know people haven't been watching Game of Thrones that much because up until last week, there hadn't been many sex scenes in the last few seasons. So,
and honestly, the one last week we've been waiting on for a while.
yeah, for a long time, for 2 seasons.
And props to the homie Grey Worm because honestly, he laid it down.
That boy put it on her, gave her that work somehow.
Had her blushing, talking
You
to
better
Danny.
get back here.
And he's like, many things. Yes.
All right. Yeah, I was like, wait, are they about to get into some like weird girl talk stuff? What is that? It's many things.
But like I had this argument with someone. I said, one, I don't think the Unsullied are fully castrated.
Yeah, it's probably not a whole grenade
It's
and lap situation.
It's not
but-
the whole package. You may be missing a barrier or two.
He might have the meat and no veg, but
Yeah.
you know,
So,
you got a kickstand and no tires.
did you get to see the trailer of the week?
Yeah.
You
Oh
did?
wait.
What happened to Monday?
I started to watch it. It was on my list of trailers I was watching because I was watching
You know what?
the new Bruce Willis one.
Oh, Death Wish.
Fuck.
You know what?
Yeah.
I tell you what, we'll save those for next week.
Yeah, there's a couple good trailers out there.
And we'll discuss them next week because, like I said, we'll have more time to discuss them because we won't need to talk about Ozark again because it's dropped. I'll have it finished. You need to check it out. That's just the bottom line.
Make sure y'all go see Annabelle on the 11th.
And I will be checking that out.
Yeah, I definitely say if you're into horror movies and
Yeah.
you want a good one that plays mind games with you and some pretty good cinematography, go see this movie. It's definitely worth to go see at a regular time.
Cool. So,
Everybody was screaming in there,
yeah, thanks for checking us out. Like I said,
except me.
I know we have a few spoilers in this. You know, we don't normally do this, but there was just way too much to talk about with Game of Thrones. And we might just have to take this type of format for the next
I think we are, 'cause it is
for the
so
next
much
9
going on.
episodes. That's all we got left is 9 episodes. It's sort of sad to say, but That's
Wait,
what
we
we
have
got.
9 episodes left in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, series completely.
Oh shit! I thought you were talking about this season. I'm about to say, whoa, what?
No, it's just it. After 9 episodes, we are done with the show.
Yeah, and then we got this questionable show coming out, but we'll discuss that later.
Yeah. You know, yeah.
We'll discuss that.
We'll discuss that. That'll be part of our Facebook next week.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea. We need to do that for Facebook.
Yeah.
A matter of fact, and we're gonna post it sometime during the week too. I want to start getting a poll of how people feel about this. 'Cause I've been seeing some interesting things for some people that I follow, and
yeah,
I'm curious. I'm real curious. See what general
just
consensus is.
if you don't know what we're talking about, look up Confederate.
Yeah, the name. It's in the name.
Yeah, that tells you right there. But anyways, thanks for checking us out. The full episode will be available on Tuesday in its entirety on Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Also if you want to just watch us, because I think that's the best thing to do, www.thesphere.tv, and check us out. Hit us up. You got all our social medias at Ziggy Numbnuts, at Howard_Jerome. And you know what? We're going to leave you with that. Catch you later.
Hell yeah.
Stay.